second video a day today because basically I spent most of the first video talking about Calvin Phillips and a secret Manuel Lanzini transfer that none of us knew about, with a little sprinkling of Jesse Lingard and Connor Coventry. But what we didn't do is get to the meat and bones of a couple of other stories which have been doing the rounds. It is important to state, first of all, that some really good news is we think that after the international break, Vladimir Coufal is going to be fit and ready to go. I feel a little bit guilty, feel a little bit bad for Coufal because I was quite not scathing. He didn't put in man of the match performances, and I gave him a 2 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, but I was suggesting that he wasn't. I'll be honest. I'm going to stop beating around the bush. I thought he'd signed the contract and, the form had dipped a little bit. Hold my hands up to that. Then I find out he's been playing through injury. So, I've got to apologise and say that can't have been easy, playing with a dicky groin. There you go. It can't be easy, as we know. It's never easy playing with one of those. So anyway, apparently the dicky groin has healed. It's not healed itself, because it's healed itself. Probably somebody cured it. Shut up, man. Anyway, I'm hoping we get the original Coufal back rather than the sort of injured version who was clearly struggling. Nothing wrong with Johnson. I mean, Johnson is an able deputy on the right and the left. But in terms of the attack, I think Coufal offers a little bit more. It will at least be good to have the option there. I think that certainly would be the case. And now, have you heard the Areola news? The Areola news, very, very interesting here. Now, this one here, it says, Fulham's chances of a potential deal for 29-year-old Weston on West Ham's transfer stance. Right, okay. For those of you who didn't know, I know you all know, I'll tell you in here, Areola is Paris Saint-Germain's player. Last season they lent him to Fulham. He played really well. I think he was their player of the season, even though they got relegated. He was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Went back to Saint-Germain. Saint-Germain didn't want him. They basically pimped him around Europe. Said, anyone else fancy a go on area? Oh, goodness. Anyway, so we said, yes, please, if you don't mind. We're up for a go on the Areola. It's taken a turn. It's taken a really bad turn. I do apologise. And so Paris Saint-Germain loans him to us. Now, apparently there's an £11 million buyout clause if we want to make the transfer permanent. He's on over 100 grand a week's wages. It's a big deal. It's an expensive deal, basically, over 5 years on those sort of wages. We've looked to renegotiate. Excuse me, can we have him back on loan again, please? Why? Okay, why Paris Saint-Germain would want to do that, I don't know. Why the player would want to do that, I don't know at all. Fulham are obviously confident, and rightly so, of getting promoted, and so they're saying, well, actually, we'll have him back. Whether that's for them to sign him, I don't know. You do get the impression that Fulham would pay a lot less wages than we would, and you sort of get, sometimes I do wonder if West Ham get their pants pulled down on, there's a lot of innuendo in this, isn't there? If West Ham do get their pants pulled down with these deals and end up paying more than we should do for certain players. But I like him. I think he's a good keeper. Ironically, the keeper might not be a keeper, if you know what I mean, or a stayer, should we say. But where is the incentive for Areola on this? I mean, seriously, it's a really hard sell as a club to turn around and say, sign with us next season, and they'd probably say, no, I'm basically your number two, which is another innuendo. He could turn around and say, no, it's not worked out. And I think that's sometimes we need to appreciate that from a player's perspective. The talk of Diop signing a new contract, why would he? Honestly, seriously, why would he? Before I go any further, all of these stories have come from the OneFootball app, which you can download by using the link below, literally under there, or that QR code. Now, what it's done, the OneFootball app has scoured the internet for all the West Ham stories, in all the websites, Premier League websites, and all the Premier League newspapers. Why for all the West Ham stories? Because I told it to. Because when I downloaded it, which took about 20 seconds, it said, oi, you, who do you support? I said West Ham. Put them all into one place for me. Transfer gossip, results, fixtures, injury news, everything you need to know about your club is there. Best of all, the app is free. It really is the best football app out there. So anyway, on that, it's been telling me all about this Areola, all the Areola stories and whatnot. But it was actually on a completely different thing that I read about. I think it was West Ham considering offering Diop a new contract. And as I say, why would he? I just don't see any incentive there. Diop can probably not have his pick of clubs. Look, Diop ain't going to Man City, right? But in terms of top 10 clubs in a few of the leagues around Europe, there's probably a number of clubs we could sign for. He could probably go back to France. I'm sure there'd be clubs in Germany that would take him. There'd be clubs over here who would certainly take him. If he runs his contract down, and I think we've got a 1-year option on it, why would he not? Why would he sign the deal, not play, and then have West Ham basically having all the cards up, holding all the aces up their sleeve? Basically, he's better off running his contract down, leaving on a free, and when he goes and negotiates with another club, say, are you going to play me or not? Speak directly to the manager, and the manager will turn around and say, yeah, you know what, you're a big part of my plans. I just cannot see any eventuality where Diop signs a new contract. Well, I can. That's if he starts playing regularly. I can't see him playing regularly under Moyes. It just doesn't ever happen, does it? Let's be honest. The Jared Bowen news, well, it just constantly changes, doesn't it? To such an extent that I think just no point sort of reporting on it really at the moment. Former West Ham United star Bobby Zamora thinks Declan Rice would be a good replacement for Jordan Henderson at Liverpool. Hold on, Bob. What? Well, hold on. I mean, let's be perfectly fair here, and I do love Bobby Zamora, and I like him more than Rio Ferdinand, but Rio Ferdinand says he gets a lot of stick. Now Zamora's saying it. Can people stop pimping him out, please? I do not want to see this at all. What else have we got here? More stuff on Sam Johnston. Won't bore you with that again. Okay, let's talk about this guy, because he is pretty much the talk of the town. He plays for Nottingham Forest. I don't think we've got a song for him. Joe Worrall. Really good. Played extremely well in the FA Cup against Liverpool the other day. We've been linked to him for quite some time. He's Nottingham Forest captain. I've spoken about him lots of times on here. Sometimes there is no smoke without fire. Do you remember the length of time we were getting linked with Zuma for before we actually signed him? It was actually talk about Areola. It was the same with Areola. Link after link after link. And I don't know. I would believe there's genuine interest in this player. Genuine interest. A leader, a good character, excellent at set pieces. Big old lump. I mean, he ticks all the boxes for a David Moyes type player, doesn't he? I think there's definitely something in this one. Anyway, there you go. A little double dose of West Ham news and gossip. I've probably exhausted all the stories. There might not even be anything tomorrow. I'm sure I'll think of something.